All right, YouTube, what's up and welcome back to another channel. Excited for this one. We're gonna install the passenger side Recaro seat. I was unable to video the install of the driver's side, but I'm gonna show you that now. And before I do, let's briefly just go over what's going on here. So in the last episode, I believe we had this all torn apart and we ended up getting a new manifold from Skunk 2. And there's a lot going on here that I'll talk about a little bit later, but let's jump into the Recaro seat. So here's the passenger one. The driver seat is installed and it is amazing. I used the PCI mounts. This is the slider and it works wonderfully. It is very tight. It's not sloppy. That was my concern about going with a slider. It being sloppy, but when it locks in, there is no movement or play. So this is great. I decided to go for the fixed option on the fixed mount for the passenger side. It does save a little bit of weight, about 4 pounds. The sliders are heavier, and with the passenger rarely going to be in the vehicle, I thought going fixed was going to be just fine. Plus, it saves me a little bit of weight. I think I have this where I want it as far as the tilt. There's a ton of adjustment that I can do. Mostly drop or lower the seat if need be, but I think it's in a good spot. This seat does fit me very, very well. I would say it is about as small as I can go to fit in it. They do offer an XL in this seat, which is about 1.5 inches wider in the hip area as well as the shoulders. But it also adds, I believe, 10 pounds to the seat, which I'm trying to save weight here. And this does fit me well. So we'll see as I get some time in the seat driving this, if I tend to get some sore spots or fatigue, but I'm excited for this. I think it's a great seat. It will hold me in very well. And with that being said, let's just jump over. We'll unbox this one. We'll get the mount out and see what we're working with. All right, so here it is. This is the Recaro, the Profi SPG right there. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity. So you know this is a real Recaro seat, some stickers in there. And that way you know you're getting the real deal, which is nice. And then here is the PCI mounts. Let that go down. Again, this is the fixed mount, pretty straightforward. They include the hardware. The only hardware that I have to provide are the 4 bolts that mount the brackets to the seats. So pretty straightforward. The slider was not an issue at all, and the directions are really clear. So we'll start by getting this put together, and then we can mount to the seat to that. And if I remember correctly, we did use the center holes based off of the width of the seat here. So we'll get this put together and then get the seat on. All right, so not very many parts to doing this. The instructions are pretty straightforward. It does give you a lot of options depending on the width of your seat and how you want it for a narrower or a wider seat. And based off of that, you just, that'll dictate where you are placing them in the holes. The mount, or the base, I guess, this is like a wrinkle satin finish, really nice. And then the mounts here are a glossier metallic black. So it looks really nice on there. I guess if this wasn't your flavor, you could have them recoated or powder coated and sprayed if you wanted to, but I think this looks great. You even get a little PCI badge that goes on the side of the brackets here that you can screw in after you install. And they include these hard nylon washers, so you can put them in between so you're not scratching up your nice seat. So I'm gonna get this mounted loosely, and then we'll get the seat mocked up and get it in the car. Okay, so these are on very loosely, just so when I do mount the seat, they can wiggle, and we'll get the seat mounted, and then we can square these up so we know we are not cocked or twisted in that frame. I'm probably just going to start somewhere right there and make sure they're even, and then once we get it mounted in the car, I'll be able to see what position I want this to be fixed in. I'm glad I went with the slider though for the driver's seat, because I do have shorter legs. I would say I'm 5'8¼ on a good day, and my worry was that that fixed mount wouldn't give me the adjustability as the sliders. And I called PCI and they said the sliders offer 3 more inches in order to go forward over the fixed ones, and I think that was the good choice for me. Plus, getting in and out of this is nice to be able to slide it back, so then you can exit out of the car. So we'll get this on. I went to Ace and got some hardware, just some stainless steel bolts and some washers. Ace has these nice rubber washers too that I was going to use, but PCI supplies these nylon ones, so that's always an option too. And you can see here that it looks good. I guess I could have went with black, but I like the way that looks. And again, this seat does need to be torqued down, so that's why the blue tape is there. Once we get the other one in, we'll do all the final torquing of the bolts. So we'll get this in and mount it to the base. Okay, so this is on here loosely. What I'm going to do is bring this up and then get this attached and allow these to suck in where they need to be, because there's a bunch of adjustability here. And then I can work on the tilt with these holes here. One thing that's different than this bracket is this front one has a bunch of different holes, and then this has slots, where the passenger side only has slots. So that'll be different. I was trying to mimic what the driver's side is, but this will be okay as well. So let's get this attached and go from there. All right, so it's loosely mounted. I got it squared up on the base here, and the final adjustments and tweaks can happen in the car since these nuts are facing up. It makes it really easy to access them, and I think the tilt is fine. So we'll see once it's in the car on the little adjustments I need to make. But right now I need to rip that passenger seat out, and then I also need to get the seatbelt clip that I'm going to mount there as well off of both seats, so we can run the factory seatbelt. So we'll pull that passenger seat out and then get this one set in there. Okay, passenger seat is out and the other one's ready to go in. As you can see, my garage is pretty full. This summer I am going to build a nice shed in the back, because currently I am playing Tetris with all the things that are in the garage here. From bikes to strollers to, power wheels and, extra sets of tires, and whatnot. So a lot of this will be cleared out and able to go in a shed, which will give me a more usable space. So it just takes a little bit of time moving some things around in order to access this. And anyway, so this one's ready to go and this one's out. I don't have a scale to weigh these, but I thought this would come in a lot lighter, but when you add the mount to it, there's a significant amount of weight to the mount, the base. So I would say, just from looking at it, I would say there's maybe a 5, 6, 7 pound difference from the OEM seat to the Recaro once you add the base. But it is something, and I'm glad I did go with the regular size, because if not, I probably would have been maybe adding weight to the car. So I'm gonna rip this seatbelt clip off both of them, because then it can mount over here, and I don't know if I'll have hardware for that. I doubt that that has a nut on the other side. It might. If it does, we'll just use it, but we'll have to see. So getting closer. Okay, just like I suspected, the seat base here has threads in it that all of this hardware goes into. So I'm not going to be able to mount the seat belt clip now, but it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Let's see. Well, I can go on the inside right there. Whoops, I can go on the inside right here. This tab, I can grind that off and then go to the outside. But I don't see why the inside wouldn't work. I will need to go get some hardware for that. You could probably reuse this bolt and washers, and then just get a nut for the backside, probably a nylon one. So we'll see. But for now, we'll just get the seat mounted, and that way we can kind of wrap this up and move on. Okay, so it's in here and it's just lightly torqued down. You can see I have this all the way forward. So there's not a ton of adjustability front to back, and I'm glad I went with the sliders for the driver's seat, because I would definitely need that extra space. So I'm going to keep that one in that position. That way they look somewhat even. I believe I have the tilt on them pretty close. Close enough, I would say, and I can make those fine adjustments later. What I did realize, though, is in order to get that seat belt clip in there, I'm going to have to do it with the seats out of the car. So just because of the space right here on that bracket. So that's okay. We got to see what they look like in here. Everything's mocked up. It shouldn't be too hard just to loosen these and pull them out, and then we'll put the seat belt clips in there. So we'll do that later on down the road. So all in all, I'm super excited for these. I mean, nothing beats a set of Recaros. They feel great. They look great. I think it's awesome in this car, and I'm excited for what they're going to feel like when I'm actually driving them. Looking from the back, you get to see those two Recaros. Yeah, the passenger seat looks a little lower, so we'll figure out adjusting those so they match as best as possible. We'll make the passenger one match the driver one, since the driving one is the one that I'll be sitting in. So anyways, all in all, really good. I had to bring him, take it out and put it in through the back just because of my space over here. But all in all, man, it's looking great. So I'm going to wrap this here. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. I'll do my best to help you with the process or any of the parts that I used. So anyways, thanks for watching, and take care.